Well, welcome everybody to the Noted Studios podcast. My name is Kyle, and I'm here today with Cameron Freeman, and we're going to do a little instructor interview so you guys get to know Cameron a little bit better. So welcome, Cameron.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And let's just start with what do you teach here at Noted, and how long have you been teaching for?
Yeah, so I mainly teach drums, bass, and guitar, and I've been teaching for about a year now.
Yeah. It's been awesome having you with all that flexibility of instruments that you teach. And just tell us about your musical background. How did you get started? Did you take lessons when you were a kid? I guess just give us a quick overview of your journey here as a musician.
Yeah. A lot of it was it started with interest in music, hearing music in the car and stuff. And then once my parents took me to their friend's house, they were musicians. And they taught me a chord on the mandolin, and that's how it all started.
It always starts with the mandolin, right?
Oh, yeah. It should.
Yeah, it should.
So from there, I ended up taking some piano lessons when I was 12-ish or so. I didn't do very well at those, and so I'm largely self-taught on guitar and bass. A lot of it is from like playing in worship bands and stuff like that, learning parts and whatnot, chord sheets. Figuring out chords and then putting them together. Yeah.
Right. Nice. Who are some of your musical inspirations? Who inspired you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say one of my biggest inspirations was a band called Explosions in the Sky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I remember hearing them without lyrics and just like hearing the fullness, even though there were no words, like, and wanting to do that kind of music myself.
Yeah, and their music's awesome because it has a lot of direction, I feel, because it's, I don't know, the way that they shape their orchestrations and their arrangements is pretty awesome to make it interesting for, because their songs are long, right? Aren't they, like, pretty long?
Yep.
So, yeah, they
lots of movements in them.
Yeah, yep. Lots of ambient stuff, too, which you like, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Nice. So as an instructor, I guess, how would you describe your teaching style? And has it developed and changed over the years as you've done more lessons?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a hard time learning. It's a lot of trying new things, and if it works, then moving on, and if not, just like trying to dissect what I'm trying to learn. And so I bring that into a lot of teaching here. I have a couple of students who I would say also maybe have a hard time learning, and so having that experience myself, it's been nice to like start exactly where they're at, deconstruct, and then build up from there as they really kind of get it. And that's been pretty successful actually with most of my students, is just finding where they're at, going as far and as fast as we can. And then when we hit a point where they are struggling, just kind of simplifying it down, and also continuing to make it exciting, whatever where we've deconstructed to really kind of learn.
Right, no matter what level they're at, making it exciting. It's good that you had that experience struggling because you can directly help those maybe because not everyone has to deal with that. I think we all struggle at some point, but just knowing how to overcome those walls and those barriers and then guiding your students through that, I think is really beneficial, right?
Yeah, and I've had a lot of families too who are really open. So again, with a couple of my students learning guitar, let's say they're struggling on rhythm. Well, we can hop on over to the drums.
Yeah.
Play a little bit of drums, and then that can marry those two really well. And then maybe we play a little bit of drums and guitar together, and then that inspiration again kicks in, and it gets them inspired to keep on learning through that hard stuff too.
Sure, absolutely. How do you teach creativity in your lessons? Yeah, you kind of mentioned, I mean, what you just said was super creative, but I guess how do you go about inspiring creativity, using creativity rather than just playing other people's stuff, which is fun? Is there any kind of songwriting or individual, I guess, are you pushing that in your lessons? I guess talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. I think I would, let's see. I think everyone is already inherently creative.
Sure.
And so a lot of it is just finding that in the students. For some people, it is, I want to play this song that I know by this person. And that is where they're most inspired, to learn, right?
Yeah.
And some people, like Cole, at the rehearsal, he ended up playing just his own 4 chords and strumming those through. And I find like his creativity was making those 4 chords go through those movements, similar to like what we were talking about with the explosions,
Oh yeah,
just show those 4 chords and the dynamics, that he played with those.
Right.
So yeah, again, just finding it within the students and then sort of chasing that with them, while the learning is happening.
Sure. And then what encouragement in general can you give out to our listeners, parents or students, just as they go along their journey? Any kind of just general advice for them?
Sure. Yeah, I'd say like have fun with it. Enjoy the process of having a hard time with it or it coming easy.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Because you'll run into both those things along the way, right? Sometimes it's really easy to pick it up and practice. Other times, it's the last thing in the world you want to do.
Yeah.
So kind of pushing through that and enjoying the process, right?
Yeah, for sure. So like something that I specifically will run through with almost all my students is a part coming easy to them, and then like chords. So like when you're playing the F chord for the first time, right? A lot of times that's really frustrating for some students, right? So
yeah,
just breaking that down into simpler parts and having fun with those small parts without this pressure to play this chord, but instead having fun practicing the other parts of it. Just that one finger, just playing the A minor without the pointer finger.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us once again, and
thanks for having me.
Answer some questions about yourself. And once again, Cameron teaches here at Noted. He teaches guitar, bass, drums, a little bit of music production as well. So a little bit of everything. So until next time, we'll see you later.